right, so we're going to continue with some more work on volume. All right, so we have the volume of a cube is 125,000 centimetres cubed. Convert this to metres cubed. So all you're doing here is a conversion. So we're going to write down 125,000 centimetres cubed. We're converting to metres cubed because we're going to a bigger unit. We're dividing. Because of centi, we're dividing by 100. And then remember, if the units are cubed, if both of these units are cubed, then we have to put a cubed on there as well. So we're going to divide this by 100 cubed on your calculator. And if you do that, you will end up with 0.125 metres cubed. Okay, looking at number 5, we're finding the volume of this solid or this shape in cubic metres. Make sure you read what they want the answer in because it can make a big difference to how you do your question. So we're going to do this question with 2 different methods. So in the first one, we're going to start with our volume of a prism formula, V equals AH. We can see that we have a rectangular base here. So we're going to put A equals LB in that spot and keep our H here. So now we're going to sub in our numbers. So we've got 120 times the breadth of that rectangle there would be 40 times, and the height, remember, comes away from your base shape, so my height's going to be 60. And if you put that in your calculator, you're going to get the answer I have there, 288,000. And because it's in centimetres, we have centimetres cubed for our volume. Now the question wants it in cubic metres, right? Cubic metres means metres cubed. So we're going to change this from centimetres cubed to metres cubed, just like we did a minute ago. So we're going to a bigger unit. So we're dividing. Because of centi, we're dividing by 100. And if both units are cubed, the 100 will be cubed as well. So if we do 288,000 divided by 100 cubed, you will end up with 0.288 metres cubed. Okay, now there is another way we could do this. If you spot that you've given your answer in cubic metres at the beginning, if you like, you can change every one of these here to metres first. All right, so if we do that, we're going to change our 40 centimetres to metres. So going to a bigger unit, we're dividing by, centi is 100. So we're dividing by 100. If you do that, that will change to 0.4 metres. This one here, again divide by 100, and that will become 0.6 metres. And same here, you divide that by 100, you will end up with 1.2 metres. All right, now we're going to take, this time, we're going to put our LB and H in as metres. So we're going to have 1.2 times 0.4 times 0.6. Now if you put that in your calculator, you'll get the answer of 0.288 straight away. Then we can write metres cubed on it because we were using metres in these numbers. Now it's up to you in a test which way you want to do it, which way you decide to do it. All right, so the advantages and disadvantages. In this first method, you can get straight to putting your numbers in and you'll get something. So there's a mark that you'll definitely get right. This will probably be a 2-mark question, so you've got 1 definite mark. The tricky bit is doing this because a lot of people will divide by 100 here instead of 100 cubed. And so they will lose that second mark because they'll make that error. In this method here, there's 3 conversions you need to do to begin with. So there's 3 conversions that have to be done there. But you're probably not going to get those conversions wrong, or I would think you wouldn't. And then you can just get your answer straight from there. So it's your choice. It works out both ways are correct, so it's up to you. All right, now looking at number 6. This one, they've told you, is a triangular prism. So they have given you a shape here. Down here it mentions volume, so we are dealing with the volume of a triangular prism. So I'm going to start with my volume of a prism formula. In place of A, I'm going to write the area of a triangle, which is a half BH. So now we're going to go back and read this question and put the numbers in where they go. All right, it tells you it has a triangular base, so the actual triangular base shape has a base of 8 centimetres and a perpendicular height of 15. So let's put those in. Base of 8, perpendicular height of 15. Okay, then it says the volume is 630. So they have given you the volume. So we're going to write the 630 over here. And the question asks for the height of the prism. So it's the h that we don't know, and that's what we're finding. So what you're going to do is just work out what you can on your calculator. So if you put a half times 8 times 15 in, you're going to get 60. So we end up with 60 and an h still sitting on the end. This 630 is going to stay there. So now we're just solving this little equation. We're going to get rid of our times 60. So that'll keep the h on its own. And over here we'll do the opposite of times, which is divide by 60. And then if you do that on your calculator, you'll get an answer of 10.5. And it's a height, so stick with the units. It's in centimetres. Okay, so don't mark a question like that up. Just start with the shape they're talking about, the thing they're talking about. This is volume. We're not talking about area or perimeter or something else. It's volume. So deal with your formulas, sub in what you know, and just keep going. All right, things will always work out in the end, but you've got to get started. All right, now in this next question, we have a fish tank. It's 55 centimetres long, 24 centimetres wide, and 22 centimetres high. Sounds like a normal rectangular prism. But they've told you that we're not filling the fish tank all the way to the top. All right, so it's only going to have water to 4 centimetres below the top. I've never seen a fish tank that's full right up to the top. So if I drew it, it would look like this. Now the water level, okay, so I'll just measure, I'll put on what they've got, 55 centimetres long, 24 centimetres wide, and 22 high. That part has to be in the right spot. So the 22 high is the height of it. You've got to make sure that's in the right spot. These numbers, the other two, 55 and 24, it doesn't matter which way they go around. Put them wherever you like down here. Okay, now the water is filling 4 centimetres from the top. Okay, so that's the water level. So that gap here is 4 centimetres. All right, so what they're trying to tell you is that they've not got a height of 22 anymore. It's 4 centimetres below that. So the height that you're going to look for is actually going to be 18 centimetres. 22 take away 4. All right, so we're going to put those numbers, remember the height is 18, into here. So we have a length of 55, a breadth of 24, and a height of 18, remember. Now, if you put that into your calculator, I've got the answer up there already. It's 23,760. Our units are in centimetres, so our volume will be in centimetres cubed. Now, the question asks for the answer in litres. So we've got to get this to a liquid measurement for the water. So we have to convert this first to millilitres, and then we're going to convert to litres. So you need to know how to do these conversions. 1 centimetre cubed is 1 centimetre by 1 centimetre by 1 centimetre, a tiny little cube. The amount of liquid that goes in to fill that cube is 1 millilitre. So you need to know that 1 centimetre cubed equals 1 millilitre. Make sure you know that. So it's the same number of centimetres cubes for millilitres. So it's going to be 23,760 millilitres. Now we're converting to litres. We're going to a bigger unit. So we're dividing by, milli is 1,000, so we're dividing by 1,000. Now if you do that, you'll get 23.76 litres. Okay, and the last question, I am planning to make a raised vegetable garden. Okay, there's plenty of people at home now in lockdown looking for things to do, and they might decide to do a project like this. Buy a small vegetable garden, bring it home, bought it from Aldi or Bunnings or somewhere and go, right, I'm going to start a vegetable garden. It's 7.5 metres. This is a pretty big one, so maybe you didn't buy it from Bunnings. 9 metres, and at 60 centimetres, that's probably the height. Okay, so a big rectangle at the bottom, 7.5 by 9 metres. And the height of it, 60 centimetres. Calculate how much soil I should buy. And the answer must be in cubic metres, because that's how they sell the soil. Okay, so you're probably going to go to somewhere like Bexley Sand and Soil, tell them how much you need, and you don't want to get that calculation wrong, because you're probably either going to have not enough or you're going to waste your money and buy too much. Okay, so the raised vegetable garden is a rectangular prism. So for the working, just move over here to have a look. So for the working, we are going to do volume of a prism formula, put the area of a rectangle formula in, V equals LBH, and now I'm going to take notice of what this says, cubic metres. So I want everything going in metres. So these two are okay, but this one is not. So I need to convert that to metres. I'm going to a bigger unit, so I'm dividing by centi is 100. So if I divide the 60 by 100, I'm going to get 0.6 metres. And that's the number I'm going to put in when I get up to that. So I'm putting in 7.5 times 9 times 0.6. So all of those numbers are now in metres cubed. So we can go to our calculator, press it all in, straight to the calculator, 7.5 times 9 times 0.6, and it gives you 40.5. Because I put all the numbers in metres, it's in metres cubed for the volume. And that's what they wanted. Remember, cubic metres is metres cubed. And then you will just order what you needed, and it will turn up, and you could just fill the garden vegetable bed and start planting your vegetables. Okay, so go ahead and do your homework, boys, and let me know if there's any problems.